Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to make grape jam while I make it for the first time and pretend like I know what I'm doing. If you're using wild grapes like me, then just make sure that you know that they're 100% edible grapes and not poison. In Canada, wild grapes are pretty common. They have a distinct toothed heart shape with 5 main points along the edges. The vines are woody in some places and green in others, and the actual fruit is a very dark purple with a thin pale coating that rubs off when touched. Hey, are you paying attention? Okay, good. Some poisonous lookalikes include Canada moonseed and the Virginia creeper. Also, make sure to wash them well before you start cooking, because there's a lot of bugs and spiders that like to live by them, and I almost got some spider webs in my jam. I vaguely followed a gorgeous recipe by Emily Teal at SeriousEats.com. She had all these fancy appliances and jam stuff, but I didn't have that, so I also mixed in some tips from the last time that I made jam, so nothing here's really exact, per se. You're welcome. I started by measuring out my starting amount of grapes, which was 2 cups, and then adding 2 parts grapes, 1 part water into the pot, or just enough water to barely cover the grapes. Then, after I brought that to a boil, I reduced the heat and let it simmer for 10 minutes while occasionally stirring and crushing. We do this to soften the grapes into a pulp, which separates the seeds from the fruit. The seeds should then float to the top, which allows you to separate them in the next step. After you've let it simmer, you're going to get a bowl and a strainer so that you can separate the pulp and the seeds. It should still be pretty liquidy at this point, so you can really just squish as much out as your heart desires. I had to switch strainers because the pulp wasn't coming out, and then even then I think I stood there smushing for 10 minutes straight, but it was worth it because I got my pulp, so hashtag pulping it up. Put hashtag pulping it up in the comments if you are pulping it up this summer. And you're following this tutorial and you're loving it and it is quality. And while you're down there, you should go like this video and subscribe, because you're just cool like that, you know? Then you can go ahead and throw out that gunk that's left over and pour the liquid and the pulp back into the pot to simmer. Only this time you're gonna add your sugar and your citrus of choice. Some recipes say 1 part sugar, 4 part berry, but from what I've noticed, usually you end up adding almost equal parts sugar to berry, especially if the berries you picked are more sour than expected. So don't be shy. I think I ended up adding like 3 parts sugar, 4 parts berries, but I should have added more because mine personally did turn out sour. I also added lime and lemon, but again, I probably should have added less lemon because the jam that I made turned out pretty sour, which I like, but a lot of people do prefer a sweeter taste. The recipe didn't specify for how long to simmer for, just until the jam reached 104 degrees Celsius. But I don't have a cooking thermometer, so I ended up overcooking the jam, which didn't really affect the taste, more so the texture, making it into more of like a caramel, which was not what I was going for. But you remember that the jam will look fluid while it's hot, no matter what. I left mine for 30 minutes, but you should probably leave yours for 20. Tasting is a very important part of the cooking process. See, right there, I thought that I had perfected the taste with my little applause, but I mean, it's not bad. It's just sour. I'd say this is the consistency that you want to take it off the heat. You can see here that the color is a lot darker and brown than before. You want that nice, rich purple color instead. When you're ready, you can go ahead and pour your jam into your jar of choice. First, make sure you skim the foam off the top of your mixture. It makes the jam sticky, which is apparently a bad thing. I forgot to skim the foam. Then my dad wanted to try the jam, and I thought that it was a sweet moment, so I'm gonna share that right here.
Can you dig it in there?
It's really hot, so be careful, but yeah.
Oh my god. That's so cool.
Yeah.
It's nice, it's not sweet. It's not like bad.
It's almost like candy.
It's better than any like grape jelly or jam.
It's gonna be good with Philadelphia.
Oh come on, that's tomorrow morning.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Of course. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that you now know how to make grape jam, and I hope that you are inspired to try new things and see the world and try all the berries that you find on the side of the road.